AutoConnect would like to introduce you to the new features of Revision 6 Workshop Management, and here we are on our Customer Authorization tab. Now have a look at this job, Mr. Champ, and we can see that the customer is waiting by the indicator here, the exclamation mark, and we can also see there are 4 items outstanding for this customer. There may be more, as we see there is actually 6, but 2 of these have already been actioned. Now we notice that the 4 indicator is red. Once completing the red items, by selecting sold for example, we see the indicator now drops down to amber. That is because the 3 remaining items are amber, so we can see that we now have this job pretty much completed for the customer and the urgency level has dropped down. Also new to Workshop Management is the fact that we can edit the technician's text that comes through. So tread, near side rear, worn, advise. We can simply click the item and click tread, low, near side rear, needs replacing. And pressing enter or clicking the tick will then save that text. When we come to action the job, we can see that we now have more icons so that we can see exactly what's happened when we action the job. These 3, for example, have been marked as sold. If we select advise, we can see that the advised icon comes up. This just helps when coming to review the job later on when trying to find it for the customer. Also updated is the Parts Departments tab. So let's find a job that we can send through to the Parts Department. Let's have a look at the pads and discs rear. Now oftentimes we'll have many different options for prices. So when we send this through to our Parts Department, we need to make sure that our parts can be supplied as either generic or OEM and have a price for both. So let's have a look on our Parts tab. Here, Mr. Champ, we can see has already been priced up. Let's have a look at the alternatives. Now here we've got Girling and Bendix as our options for prices. And we can see that these are both marked as alternative prices so that we can select one or the other when it comes to authorising with the customer. You also note that we have a clock at the top here for labour time. Pressing the up arrow or the down arrow increments the price in 0.1 of an hour. Use the page up and page down for whole hours. This is then added up in our labour box, and then the VAT is added, and we can see that with tax this is £216. Now to set the price of our fixed rate time, we click settings and we see we now have a new option, fixed rate time cost £50. Now to use these alternative prices, we switch back to our customer tab, we find Mr. Champ, and we see the pads and discs here that need replacing. Now when we come to sell this item, we now see that we have these 2 icons, one indicating that we have part numbers and the other one indicating that we have an alternative price. So let's select our alternative prices and we see the customer has picked the Bendix. So we click select. Are you sure you want to change the price of the job? £199.92. OK. We save that. And we see that it's nicely been added up and indicated as sold. That brings us to the end of our workshop management updates.